Welcome to the start of the 2015 season. I am the host of Fuel the Bandicoot, and we are here, and we're going to give you the whole entire race of 200 laps. It's going to be cut in half. It's going to be cut into the most important parts of the race that you guys would want to see. Starting positions 1st through 42nd have been determined through all speed weeks, through qualifying on last Sunday, all the way through the duels on Thursday, and the last chance race. Some villains got hurt, some people went home. Sean Perkins, Jordan Davis, Dylan Young, Zachary Fitzwater, big name drivers went home in that race. And also, Jeffrey Lynn, Jeff James. Jeff James has been on a hot streak so far this season. He'll start second. He ended up winning the fastest driver award in his group qualifying number 2, and he was going to be able to start on the front row. He also won the Gatorade Duel number 1, and he's going to be lining up in second position, and the guy that finished second behind him, Cody Lamas, is going to be starting right there in third, right behind him. Jeffrey Lynn ended up starting and parking in the Gatorade Duel, and he will line up on the pole for the Allen Family Gang team right there in P1. But, so yeah, we're getting ready to start this 2015 season, guys. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? This is a big race, all-time deal, 200 laps. It's our second time ever running 200 laps for the Daytona 500, and this is the way it should be. This is going to be one hectic race. You're going to have to save your money when it counts the most, and this is a slingshot race. This is like the old Daytona 500 from the 70s. This is going to be one exciting race. You better be able to keep up and slingshot your way up to the front, because if you can't, you'll be lapped and lose the draft, and you won't have a chance at winning. But here we are, the Daytona 500 under the lights in Daytona Beach, Florida. Daytona 500 is getting set to go green flag. Jeffrey Lynn, I can't recall him ever having a pole in the Sony Cup Series, but Jeffrey Lynn's last victory in the Sony Cup Series was all the way back in Season 6 of Fonda. And he's got 3 wins in the series. Jeff James won the finale in Season 17. And here we go. The green flag for the 2015 season, it's underway. Green flag is out on the Daytona 500. Vince Allen from Fork on the starting grid is going to lead lap number 1, but Steven Jenkins further back is coming on in. I think he may have jumped the start right there and got the black flag. Steven Jenkins coming in to serve a black flag because he jumped the start. They had to hold him for about 10 seconds on the grid there for jumping the start there. and moving over when he shouldn't be, but Jeffrey Lynn took the lead right back away from Vince Allen, and he's going to charge up to Stephen Jenkins here on the Raven West car, and they're going to lap him here early on in the going. James Sora Fox nearly lost the draft because of Zebulon Stark getting in the way of him, but it's still a long race to go here, and he's hanging on the draft by Charles Jackson, but James Sora Fox, he barely slid into this race via winning the last chance race, but like I said, he's got the most consecutive race starts out of anybody in this grid in the Sony Cup Series, and oh boy, there's a wreck up in front of him, and that's Andreas Allen. Oh boy, caution flag is out, and Andreas stuck on the inside there, on the bottom side. That would have been much better to see in the Season 14 American 700 than what actually happened. Running along here, racing for 14th position. Harry Kavanaugh's going to hit the wall, and Andreas is going to bounce right off of him and spin out, and just loses out in the dirt, but he locks it down on the brake and does not slide back up the track into traffic, and that's really good right there. He's actually, he might could continue and try and win this 500 here, but he is stuck on the apron on idle, so he'll probably go a lap down. Coming back down for the restart, Richard Johnson is going to have the lead. He did not pit under pit stops last time. Everyone came down pit stops. Cody Lamas was the leader under the caution flag, but Richard Johnson, the king himself, still in search of his first Daytona 500 win, and he leads us down to the green. I mean, it wasn't long until Richard Johnson lost the lead. They just really drove right past him, but now Johnson is trying to help Vince Allen on the top side here get past the lap car Stephen Jenkins, but Jenkins is only one lap down, and he's wanting to get his lap back and stay on the lead lap there. But Vince Allen, he's got a fast race car. Vince Allen won his Gatorade duel there in the Maze car. He's got a very fast car, but Richard Johnson using the lap car of Stephen Jenkins as a pick, and Johnson's going to go right by to take the lead back once again. Here we go. Big rivals at the series of Richard Johnson and Nick Mace lead the way right now, but Mace is going to dive it to the inside to try and take the lead here from Johnson. Drafting along with Stephen Jenkins, but Johnson's going to have the upper hand advantage. DJ Curtis, who won this race, not won this race, but won the Bud Shootout, last weekend here. He's got a fast race car as well, as he just helped Richard Johnson just blow right by the lap car and Nick Mace both. Johnson's got a fast race car if he can ever get out in front with the lead, but Johnson's been kind of mired back in the mid part of the pack for the Bud Shootout and the Gatorade Duels, and it's not been really quick this race here, so it's really impressive and cool to see Richard Johnson doing some good here. This is the first time I've actually seen Richard Johnson real competitive this season so far. However, our first engine failure of the race would come from our Season 4 Daytona 500 winner, Charles Jackson. Drafting along inside this pack, hit the safer barrier in his own oil and spun out, and luckily nobody was going to hit Charles Jackson there, but boy, that car right there, James Shelley nearly hit him there, but Charles Jackson, his race is over. Getting ready to go back green, Eric Burton, we're being told that he had a problem with under the hood there. They've been trying to fix that car the last few caution laps here, ever since right before Charles Jackson blew up. So Eric Burton is 3 laps down. He's been in the pit road just a little before that caution was out. And we are back and underway. DJ Curtis has the lead. He was first top pit road. And Vince Allen is in second place there. There's Cody Lamas, the other CBM there. And then Nick Perkles and Richard Johnson, the top 5. Oh, and if you're wondering why Hunter Davis is a lap down, just like Andres Allen, Allen just got on idle and was held up, and he was a lap down. But Hunter Davis, he had that pit road issue that they had in the Gatorade Duels as well, so they ended up holding Jordan Davis because he was pitting outside the box. Someone had hit him in pit road, and he was pitting outside the box, so they penalized him 1 lap. And that's something that the Daytona 500 and Sony Cup Series officials are going to have to work on here, because this is a big issue that's costing a lot of drivers here. Nearly an incident here in the back there. Jake Bassinger hit the wall right there, and James Shelley came down and into Trent Togger, but they was able to keep it straight there. Boy, the speeds these guys are taking is really breathtaking, going 230 right up against the wall. Silver box on the wall, there's Galligan, bounces into Galligan, into Turner, and boy, oh boy, look at there. They ended up keeping it straight there, but boy, Jeff James really slowed up there. and he's going to lose out a lot of momentum. 179. Look at this pack. Look at this other pack behind him. They're going to charge up on him here. Well, all the craziness is happening further in the back of the field. The two CBM cars are up front leading, but Richard Johnson's got to help right here with Jeffrey Lynn, but Cody Lamas is going to cut off that little draft right there. Cody Lamas and DJ Curtis really haven't figured out when their teammate Matt DeLeo has been really struggling so far this season. But here comes Richard Johnson up on the high side here, trying to take the lead away, but he's nearly up against the wall there. And Richard Johnson's going to lose out some momentum there, but rookie Cody Lamas, he's no real rookie in the racing world. Over in the DuPont Cup Series, he's really an amazing driver over there. So I'm not surprised by his talent over here, but by a rookie, this is really good to see how he can run in cars like the Sony Cup Series cars up here, leading the Daytona 500 in his first ever Sony Cup Series race. Caution flag is out. Kyle Collins is going to bring out the caution here, and Hunter Davis is going to get back on the lead lap, and Andreas Allen is also going to get back on the lead lap there. So, Andreas and Hunter Davis are back on the lead lap. Cody Lamas could not get back by him. Eric Burton was the only other lap car that was behind him, but he is 3 laps down, but Andreas Allen and Hunter Davis catch a huge break and get back on the lead lap. We're going to see here, I think it's going to be with these guys here. Yeah, Zebulon Stark hit the wall, and there was Trek Togger. Michael White went spinning There's Zebulon Stark hitting the wall. He's caused a lot of incidents ever since Bud Shootout. But Trek Togger right into Kyle Collins. The other Blue Flare Motorsports, that's actually the owner right there. So Blue Flare Motorsports and Kyle Collins have not really had so far the pit start of the 2015 season. Meanwhile, under caution, James Sorofox had been the guy that's been moving up the quickest on the grid here, but this was under caution flag, and watch this. James Sorofox hooks Jesse Turner right up in the wall, and then also Malik Nevins, an innocent bystander, was involved in it. I don't know if there was any tension before that, but Sorofox is also blowing up just because of that incident there, that one little hit, and Sorofox's day is done after making all the effort in the world to try and make a comeback after missing the Daytona 500 through the duel and having to race his way in through the last chance race. Solarfox is out on lap 24 out of 200 here, and I don't know what that was about with Jesse Turner there. Meanwhile, we are back and underway in racing again. Eric Burton, the lap car, takes out with the advantage here with Stephen Jenkins, who had that pit road incident right there. Andreas Allen happened to be ahead of the leader when I was looking to see how many laps down he was last time. Andreas was actually 2 laps down. Now he's actually 1 lap down. So Andreas Allen could possibly get back on the lead lap here. Stephen Jenkins is 1 lap down here as well. So maybe they could both get on. If caution came out again right now, they'd get back on the lead lap. However, here's somebody that we haven't really seen up front a lot this race. His teammate Sean Perkins missed the Daytona 500. That's Cooper Cyron, and he's been really hyped up as the rookie here for this season, but for the Rookie of the Year here. But him and Cody Lamas are going to be really duking it out here as they're first and second right now. They're going to be real good, promising rookies for this season. But Cyron has not had the best speed weeks as of so far, but he had a good finish in the duel there, and so did Llama. So maybe the rookies here could prove something here for the Daytona 500 as one of the big veterans, the king himself of Richard Johnson, going right on by him. However, another caution would come out right here. When Charles Sanford hit the wall, Vince Allen would hook him around, and Sanford would go spinning. He's on the brake trying to slide it just like Allen was doing last time, but he comes back up the track right into Stephen Pollard III. Then there's Noah Hart with a big hit right there. Then there's Malik Nevins and Sky Commons with nowhere to go there. And then Michael White also got a piece of it there as well. And I think Zebulon Stark may have got by it, but yeah, that's going to ruin the day for like Noah Hart. He's got a lot of damage there. Michael White looks like he may be done there as well. But racing back to the start-finish line here, Eric Burton and Stephen Jenkins and Andreas Allen are going to beat back Nick Perkles for the spot there. And Allen and Stephen Jenkins get back on the lead lap, and also Eric Burton gets back one of his 2 laps down. And yeah, as we get set to go back and underway of racing again, Nick Mace, Richard Johnson's going to have the lead. Nick Perkles, Jordan Newman, Henry Kavanaugh, and Jacob Hart. That's the top 6 right there. And it's actually really cool to see Nick Mace and Richard Johnson, old veterans of the series, running up front here in this Daytona 500. Then you got Nick Perkles, Jordan Newman, Henry Kavanaugh, some new drivers up here, relatively new to the series. Yeah, Eric Burton's still trying to fight to get back on, only one lap down. Skipping ahead a little bit, these guys have kind of separated themselves. They had a long green flag run here. Nick Mace right there in first. Then there's Eric Burton. Nick Perkles is in second. Cody Lamas in third. Matt DeLeo has gotten back up here in this front pack and is doing really well. I don't know where Cody Lamas is. Oh no, Matt DeLeo's not up here. He is actually a lap down. Not sure why though. But Jordan Newman's in fourth. Right here's Jeff James. He's been a quick all speed weeks. Henry Kavanaugh, Jacob Hart, PJ Williams doing a good job for the last minute driver of the season. For Raven West Motorsports, Sean Galligan, the Johnson Incorporated car, doing well. And then there's Jordan Fisher doing well for his team there as well. He's been pretty quick all speed weeks as well. Watch out for Fisher later on in the race. Luke Martin has been charged up through the field. Martin started very far back, like in the 30s, and now he's charging his way up. Now going right by for the top 10 position here. Johnson, number 20, thought that he might have been having a vibration, and he thought so, but he wasn't going to take any chances, and he gave up the second position for the spot here. And on lap number 52, Nick Mace, our leader, thought he might have been having a problem. He was coming on the radio, the engine was too hot, and then bam, the engine blew up on him right here. One of the fastest cars all speed weeks. In the number 48 Chevy, he's been finishing second in every race he started in the Bud Shootout and in his duel. And Nick Mace, the Papa Murphy Chevy, just gave up on him on lap number 52. One of the Mace cars here blew up just shy, just right here of 1/3 and 1/4 of the way through the race. And with that, that would hand over the lead to Nick Perkles in the Corweiser Racing car, and Cody Lamas in behind in second position. Matt DeLeo is a lap down. Henry Kavanaugh's in third. The other Corweiser Racing car is right up here in fourth position, and fifth position is Jordan Newman, the other Mountain Dew Racing car. So you got a lot of teammates up in this, right here in this little duo here. You got the Corweiser Racing, the CBMs. So yeah, and the Mountain Dew cars right here. Jacob Hart lost his teammate to Noah Hart a few laps ago here. PJ Williams right here, not much Raven West cars up here. Jeffrey Lynn, the Allen car. There's DJ Curtis, hasn't fell back too far. And then there's also Jordan Fisher, who's also looking very strong. Another engine would blow up just shy of a lap later than Nick Mace. Zebulon Stark, I mean, it's not really a big deal, but Zeb, the biggest upset of making the Daytona 500, and his race is done here. And the Squids Racing team right there, that's one of the Dodges right there, given by the Allen family team right there. So you gotta wonder, from the Mace cars and from the Allen family team, the Dodge and the Chevy engines right here, they're giving up pretty early right here, just on around lap 50 here. By lap 64, PJ Williams and DJ Curtis nearly wrecked their race cars there, and they had fast race cars, and that would have been disastrous if a caution would have came out for them wrecking. Just like Richard Johnson, Jordan Fisher could not gamble right there. He thought he may have had a vibration going on in his race car there. There went Richard Johnson right there, but Fisher was running up there in that front pack, and now he returns to the racetrack. Up front, however, we got a new race leader. Two-time champion Jacob Hart is looking to try and take the lead for the first time here today. Going right around Cody Lamas there of the fast race car. CBM actually did a really good job for their team for this season so far. Here we are here. Jacob Hart leads it at the stripe over Nick Perkles. CBM, like I said, they're looking really sporty here. They got some fast race cars for this season with how they ran in the Bud Shootout and for this 500 Speed Weeks. Here comes Jordan Newman, last season's champion, up here in the battle as well. The Corweiser Racing cars of Jeff James, and there's Luke Martin. The Allen family team right there. Andreas Allen, is he actually on the lead lap? Yes, he is! Wow! Andreas Allen, who's been a lap down for most part of this race. What a comeback for Andreas Allen. Spin around the infield earlier in the race. 2 laps down, may I add, because he was laying on idle. He was 2 laps down, got his lap back twice, and now he's inside the top 10 in this lead pack. Wow! Great job by Andreas Allen. I'm fixing to show you what the draft is like right here on lap 69. Okay, the Mountain Dew Racing car is right here working together. Henry Kavanaugh, Jordan Newman getting a draft on Jacob Hart there, swooping up to the high side like that and taking the advantage. The Mountain Dew Racing cars right there, Newman and Kavanagh, came first and second in the points last season, teamed up for a team of their own this season. They're not insanely quick, but they are pretty quick enough to win races and maybe battle for the championship. But Henry Kavanagh is going to lead first lap for this season and for the Daytona 500. We are having occasional pit stops. Jeffrey Lynn just pitted and is pitting now, and Luke Martin just pitted in that 6 car on the bottom you saw. But there we are having occasional pit stops right here. They're slowly making pit stops from last time. It's been a while since they've had pit stops here, but Michael White just went a lap down right there. Jordan Newman leads, Jacob Hart, and then there's Jeff James in 3rd. Nick Perkles right there in 4th, and 5th place is Vince Allen. Caution flag is out while we're having pit stops. I don't even know what's going on. Who is the leader here? Everyone's slowing down, and caution flag is out way late in the race here. I don't know what the caution flag is out for, but we're going to see. Okay, that caution really messed up the entire deal. And I really tried, guys. That caution right there was a debris caution because nothing happened on the racetrack there. And right here, the leader is Jacob Hart in the 83 car, along with Jeff James in the 88. Then it's also DJ Curtis in 3rd. And 4th position is Sean Galligan. 5th is Cody Lamas. We're going to run down the field lineup here right now as we're closing in on halfway. 5th, Cody Lamas. And 6th, right there, Sean Harple. 7th, Cooper Cyron. 8th, Andreas Allen. 9th, Jesse Turner. And 10th place is Jake Bassinger. 11th, Chris Louvier. 12th, Hunter Davis, who was just a lap down earlier in the race. 13th, PJ Williams. 14th is Steven Jenkins, who was also a lap down earlier in the race. 15th is Charlie Smith, a part-time driver. And 16th is Kyle Collins, who has damage, who wrecked earlier with his own cars of Blue Flare Motorsports. He's still on the lead lap here. And in 17th position is Stephen Pollard III, who would get back on the lead lap right now. But right now, Jacob Hart lap cars are really holding up the backpack right there. But Jacob Hart leads right now over lap car Dom Capps, and Jeff James, who has been really quick this season so far, right now runs right behind Jacob Hart. Caution flag would come out once again when Charles Sanford would have just spun in the infield there in turn number 1. Nobody else was involved except Kyle Collins, who just went around in the infield with him. But no harm, no foul. But Stephen Pollard III would race Jacob Hart and beat him back to the start-finish line. And Stephen Pollard III, runner-up for the championship in Season 6, would get his lap back. And Jacob Hart was able to hold off Ryan Acosta to keep him back 1 lap. Meanwhile, while leaving pits right here, Michael White would rev up his... No, not Michael White, but Nick Perkles would rev up and ram right into Jordan Newman. I don't know what that was about, but we're having some payback this race. I don't even know what for. But Jordan Newman, he had a fast race car, but with a lot of guys, just like a lot of guys, just got screwed over by that 1 caution flag during pit stops. Sean Harple stayed out under pit stops, and he is going to win the $10,000 bonus for Sean Harple for the Suns cars, and that's actually a lot of money for that one little organization. He leads the halfway point right there, and Sean Harple, many a times the leader at the halfway point does not go on to win the Daytona 500, and I'm almost guaranteed sure that Sean Harple is not going to win the 500. But, you know, you never know. Maybe it might can happen, it might not. I mean, Sean Harple, he's able to run in the draft, and he might could upset here, but just by history speaking here, the leader at halfway never really wins the Daytona 500 3 out of the 4 times. By lap 104, DJ Curtis would hit the wall right here, and hit it again, and right here he would cut down right in front of the bumper of Cody Lamas, his teammate, and right up the track goes Curtis, and he hit the wall there and spanked it right there. He did continue on right there. He did not get just slammed and wrecked, but Curtis, he could continue on to win this race here. He does have some damage now, but he cut right over across his teammate's bumper there, and his teammate of Cody Lamas had no time to react to it. Here are some guys really begging for a caution right now. Charlie Smith and Luke Martin really want to get a caution right here, since they're right now in front of the leaders right now of Cooper Cyron and Jeff James, because they want to get their lap back. Right now they're on the tail end of the lead lap right now, and Cyron is really racing hard with Jeff James right there. And right behind him there, Dom Capps is a lap down. Sean Harple, like I said, he's actually doing pretty good right there. Jacob Hart is a lap down, or no, he's on the lead lap in 4th. Emma White is, I think, 2 laps down in 34th. Actually, she's 4 laps down. I don't know what's wrong with her this race. But then there's also Vance Allen right there. He's a lap down. And, boy, Jacob Hart really slowed up a lot right there. Jeffrey Lynn's a lap down right there. Jake Bassinger's on the lead lap. Eric Kavanaugh's a lap down. Chris Louviera's on the lead lap. So is Cody Lamas, but Trent Togger is also a lap down there. By lap 130 here, we've been on a long green flag run right now. Cooper Cyron leads over Jake Bassinger, Jeff James, and the underdog of them all, the Sums card, Sean Harple, who barely made it into the field here, who started way far back in the rear of the field there, along with some other guys right here. I think Cyron did. No, he didn't. Jake Bassinger was the guy that started very far back. He ended up changing paint schemes as well, so I guess that's cool. He's now in the Cheez-Its car. I didn't even notice that that he was driving the pink car in the duel, but now he's driving the Cheez-Its car here. But Bassinger takes the lead away from Cooper Cyron. Right there in the wall they went, and caution flag is not out. I thought it was, but boy, they wobbled and wiggled there, but they kept it straight there. And Charlie Smith and Luke Martin trying so hard to be ahead of these guys, so if a caution does come out, they get the lap back. But there's not many guys left that's on the lead lap there. There's only Jake Bassinger, Cooper Cyron, Jeff James, also Sean Harple, Chris Louvier, Sean Galligan, Hunter Davis, Cody Lamas, Stephen Jenkins, Jesse Turner, Stephen Pollard III, PJ Williams, Andreas Allen, and Dom Capps is right now on the tail end of the lead lap as it runs. Sean Harple's real good run he was going for himself. Remember when he did not pit under them caution flag laps? Well, he finally had to pit again. He was hoping for a caution, and it's not going to be for him. Sean Harple was going to be a real good chance for an upset there, but he kind of screwed himself over there. He should have pitted with the guys that he was on the lead lap with, but Sean Harple was up front when it counted and showed his sponsors some love there and ran up front and got some TV time there. So I guess it's pretty good to see Sean Harple. He was good enough to run up there with the guys that battling for that win there. Pit stops right now are going underway here. Scheduled pit stops there. Everyone is in. Luke Martin is in. Ashley Mace. There's Cody Lamas, Chris Louvier, one of the guys battling for the win here. He's up there in that pack as well. Andreas Allen's on the lead lap. And Sean Galligan's on the lead lap there. Jesse Turner and Stephen Pollard III on the lead lap. Where's all these other guys here? There's Jeff James right there. Is he going to pit? No, he's on the lead lap. And Jake Bassinger is the leader right now. We're waiting for him to pit. He would bring it down just a lap later. Him and Jeff James both pit right here from the lead. And whoa, boy, Jeff James. That might reserve in a black flag there. He was speeding down pit road. And Jeff James, look for Jeff James to be getting the black flag here, the pole sitter, the guy that has won everything there is to win so far this Speed Weeks right now, except the Bud Shootout. Jeff James is probably going to get the black flag from that. Well, I guess they may be letting Jeff James go. They haven't brung him down pit road there. Jacob Hart is your race leader, and caution flag is on the racetrack here, and I'm not quite sure what it's for. But, whoa, there it is right there. Dom Capps, his hood is really buckled up there. And he's racing it back to the start-finish line, but he is a lap down. He's been battling to get back on the lead lap for laps now. And, man, and here's a bunch of guys packed right here together. Just kind of slowing down right there. But caution flag is out finally. And Jacob Hart, remember, he pitted off sequence with everyone. And he was a lap down for a lot of the time for this race so far. But he pitted off sequence, and he could go more laps here. And like 5 laps later, after everyone pitted, wow, I did not ever notice the flag man up there. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Guys, look at that. There's a flag man on the Sunoco sign. Dude, a flag man is on the Sunoco sign. He is waving the yellow flag. That is awesome. But yeah, this is a miracle for Jacob Hart in his hopes of making history here. Right here, halfway point here. Jacob Hart, he is the leader, and he may be counted as the leader when they come across the start-finish line here. Because Jacob Hart here, no he is not. Jeff James is going to speed up and pass him there and lead with only 50 laps to go here. But Jacob Hart, that's a miracle for him. He needed to pit again right there, or he would have been another lap down. And further back, before we get back to the green flag here, Andreas Allen, who has had to overcome a lot of controversy this entire race, and has been really close here. He got back on the lead lap after being like 2 laps down, and inside the top 10, and he blows up with nearly only less than 50 laps to go. Green flag is back in the air here, and we're going to run you down with only less than 50 laps to go. Jeff James is the leader. If he would have been, he was not in the blood shootout, but everything that he has been able to be a part of this season so far, he has won. He was in the pole day session. He won the pole day session of his group qualifying. He was in the Gatorade Duel number 1. He won that race. Could he win the Daytona 500 and being in everything he has started in the Daytona Speed Weeks and win it here? Bassinger is going to try and deny him here. Fisher is a lap down. So is Burton. So is Martin and Commons there. So is Smith, DeLeo. Right here is Stephen Pollard III, who raced his way back on the lead lap earlier this race, is in 3rd right now. 4th place is Cooper Cyron, and 5th place is Sean Galligan. 6th is Chris Loubier. 7th place goes to Jesse Turner. They've been kind of quiet so far this race. Hunter Davis, he had to come back down. He had to come back from a lap down here earlier in the race. He is in 8th position. 9th position, there's PJ Williams. He's also on the lead lap. And also Sean Harple, Cooper Cyron's pitting here. Jacob Hart's on the lead lap here. TJ Curtis and Steven Jenkins is on the lead lap too, but Cyron has to pit. I think he may be thinking he might have a vibration. I don't think they got the lug nuts on quite right the last pit stop there. I don't know where this guy came from, but Jesse Turner is coming out of nowhere with the last few laps here. He's coming on the high side of Chris Louvier. 2 Ford Tauruses on the high side here, going around lap traffic. That's Yap Motorsports and Turner Fenway there, coming up on Eric Burton and Jeff James here. Have no idea where Chris Louvier and Jesse Turner has been all race long, but they're coming out of nowhere when it counts the most. Same with Stephen Pollard III. He has been really quiet this entire race. He was a lap down in it, and he had to recover and get a lap back, and he raced his way back on the lead lap. He's right now in 5th, and 6th is Cody Lamas, who's been really strong all race. Hunter Davis, who also came back from a lap down. 8th position is Sean Galligan, who has been really quiet all race. And the 9th position back here is DJ Curtis, who's been really freaking quick. And PJ Williams, a last-minute driver change going into this season with PJ Williams. He's the last guy inside the top 10. We're hearing that Trent Togger late in the race here has been having some mechanical issues. He already brung it in one time, and once he left the pit road, he felt like something wasn't quite right under the hood when it was driving off. He thinks it's a vibration under the hood, and they're going to check under that car once again and also take some tires there. So the other Blue Flare Motorsports car, he's been running one lap down for the majority of this race since that last caution flag. But now Togger returns to the pit road, or returns to the racetrack. On lap 170 out of 200 here, going on lap 171, Luke Martin with the lap car would hit the wall, and also Charlie Smith would turn him down. On the brake goes Martin, trying to slide it to a stop. Martin comes drafting. Oh my God! Wow, what a hit! Jordan Fisher also right there. I think that's Cody Lamas. No, that's Matt DeLeo. He gets slammed right there by Nick Perkles, and there goes DeLeo tumbling right there as well. Sky Commons involved. Hunter Davis. Wow, big hit right here late in the race. Hunter Davis right here and Stephen Pollard III were also involved in this incident here. So guys right up here, 6th and 7th right here, just got involved in this incident as well. Looking on Harry Kavanagh, he's coming up to this incident here. Boy, that was oh my God, that was a nasty hit. Martin got slammed pretty heavily there too. Wow. And then there's Matt DeLeo tumbling, and man. We're gonna slow-mo this wreck right here as it happens right here, okay? Boy, they're going up this wreck right here. Look at this. 210 miles an hour right there in that hit there. That was a head-on collision right there into Luke Martin. And Harry Kavanagh just tumbles right there. And here comes Jordan Fisher. coming up right here. He clips right there. Luke Martin's going to spin him around like a top there. And then you're going to see right here Matt DeLeo come in, hitting him driver's side door. And then there's Cody Lamas. I think Lamas actually might have made it through. I know Hunter Davis and Stephen Pollard III were in it, but I don't think... Maybe Lamas may have got through it, but I can't tell. But here comes another backpack here. No, Lamas did get a piece of it. And there's Pollard right there. Here comes Perkles coming in, slamming in there. Wow, that was a heavy hit. And then there's going to be more guys coming in here as well. The 31 here of Jordan Newman, the other Mountain Dew car. Sky Commons, they just came piling in on Luke Martin there. Well, we're fixing to, get back and underway in racing here with, less than 25 laps to go. The fastest man that was late in the race in the going is now a lap down on the tail end of the lead lap. Jacob Hart going for his third Daytona 500, not in a row, but third Daytona 500 for history here. He's going to have to get another caution if he wants to try and have any chance at winning this race. But let's go on Jacob Hart's in-car radio. I'm cheating. I'm actually in the stands watching. That was Jacob Hart, guys. Back to the booth.
I'm gonna comment on all your videos now. I'm cheating! Illuminati confirmed.
Okay, we're fixing to get back in racing here, guys. And the leader is right here, Jeff James and Jake Bassinger, and also Jesse Turner there. The fastest guys on the racetrack here. We only have a few cars left on the lead lap here. Jeff James, Jake Bassinger, Jesse Turner, Chris Louvier, PJ Williams, Sean Harple, Sean Galligan, Stephen Jenkins, Cody Lamas, Jacob Hart, Kyle Collins, and Charlie Smith are all on the lead lap. We are less than 20 laps of racing to go. The leader is Jesse Turner. Second placeman is Jeff James. In third position, all the way back here, looking for him. There he is, Chris Louvier. Right here, running along with Jake Bassinger in fourth. Fifth place is all the way back here again. Cody Lamas are spread out. Sixth is Stephen Jenkins. Seventh, Sean Harple. Eighth, PJ Williams. Ninth, Sean Galligan. And in 10th position is that 83 car, or actually it's Ashley Mace now. Just went by Jacob Hart. But this should be interesting here. Jesse Turner has never won a Sony Cup Series race. He leads over Jeff James, who won the season finale in season 17. So now you got Turner Fenway versus Corweiser Racing, but I wouldn't count out Yamp Motorsports or the other Turner Fenway car back there. Before that incident with Stephen Pollard III, Raven West Motorsports was doing an amazing job because Stephen Pollard III was running inside the top 5 with Stephen Jenkins not that far behind. Stephen Jenkins and PJ Williams, the other Raven West cars, were running inside the top 10, but they're not that quick. But Pollard, he really got screwed over in that incident there, that caution, getting involved in that incident, because he had a chance of maybe upsetting there. Man, what could have been for Cooper Cyron, Jacob Hart, Jeffrey Lynn, and Ashley Mace? They had some fast cars for this Speed Weeks because they ran up front on the lead lap all race long until that caution flag came out nearing the halfway point of the race there. Around lap 80 there when they got that caution flag while everyone was pitting. It really screwed over everybody. And now it is Jesse Turner and Jeff James right now, the front two that are looking like the contenders for this win here with only about nearly 15 laps to go. Raven West Motorsports slowly but surely climbing their way up to the front. Stephen Jenkins, who was a lap down earlier in the race, is up into 4th place. This would be an amazing upset if he could do something here and try and get his first ever Sony Cup Series win. And also PJ Williams right there. He hasn't won he hasn't won in a long time. It's been like season 14 or 15 since PJ Williams has went to victory lane. He right now is in 5th. Cody Lamas right behind him there is in 6th. Chris Louviere has dropped down to 7th now. And Jake Bassinger is trying all he can to snip off a draft right here to get up to them guys to battle for this win here. Bassinger, he's trying to finally go back to victory lane. He's only got 1 win in his career, and it came out at Hartlepool, but that win got robbed for him because he wasn't able to see it. But up front, Jeff James leads over Jesse Turner. Coming around, we do not have that many laps to go here. It's only going to be about like, what, maybe 7 laps to go here at the stripe, and the front 2 are the only ones that are set to maybe battle for this win here. And maybe Jeff James is going to be a sitting duck, I think. It looks like he's going to be a sitting duck. Jeffrey Lynn's got a draft on him, and Jesse Turner is right there. Jeff James going for win number 2. Jesse Turner going for his first ever win in the Sony Cup Series. Jeff James has been in the series ever since season 14. He's drove for underfunded cars in all of his career, and he's not been able to be in a fast competitive car. Same for Jesse Turner here. Jesse Turner has drove for underfunded teams for all of his career. And now, for this season, Jesse Turner is in a fast car here. So Jeff James and Jesse Turner has got some fast cars here, and they're battling for wins here, showing what is competitive. It shows right here, if you start from the bottom, you can get up to the top. If you start with underfunded cars in your rookie season, you can get up to fast cars if you work your way up through your career. And Jesse Turner and Jeff James came into the sport around the same time, nearly around season 14. Jesse Turner's rookie season, though, in season 13. 5 laps to go here. One of these guys are going to win it here. I'm pretty sure of it. Jake Bassinger is a little too far back here. Up front, here comes Jesse Turner working that high side, trying to get every little ground and momentum there as he can. I hope these lap cars do not interfere with these guys here, but look at Jesse Turner's got to run side by side here with Jeff James. 5 to go here, coming back around, it'll only be 4 laps to go. They're both equally strong, but Jeff James, all Speedweeks, has been just a little bit better than Jesse Turner has. But Turner, in the later stages of this race, comes out of nowhere and battles for this win here. With 4 laps to go, Turner may win his first ever race in the Daytona 500. But Jeff James gets a little lays back here and is trying to get the draft run on Jesse Turner here. Jesse Turner, Jeff James. Jeff James has a win in his career back at Washington, D.C. Trying to win another one here. Diving low here. That's probably not the best move because the bottom is not the preferred groove here. Coming around, it'll only be 3 laps to go. Jesse Turner is probably going to protect the high side here. But where is Jeff James going to make his move? The lap cars behind him there of Jeffrey Lynn, Ashley Mace, Jacob Hart, Cooper Cyron. Jeff James hangs back once again, and this may play dividends for Jeff James here. He's being smart here. He's trying to hang back and get a draft run. Look at Jeff James here, trying to do all the moves he can do to try and get past Jesse Turner. He hung back on Jesse Turner there, and that move may pay off to win him the race here, because passing is tough to do if you cannot use the draft to perfection, and that was perfection to Jeff James there. Jeff James slingshots past Jesse Turner. That might be the move of the race. Now, Jeffrey Lynn is going to be right there on Jesse Turner there. 2 laps of racing to go for Jeff James. Can Jesse Turner mount a charge to get back up there? Jeffrey Lynn's in the preferred groove there, but whoa, boy! Jesse Turner moved Jeffrey Lynn out of the way there, and the inside groove prevails off turns number 2 there. 1.5 laps to go. Jesse Turner's in a good spot for a slingshot draft here. They're equally going about the same speed here. Jeffrey Lynn may play a favor here in this finish. Jeff James for Coreweiser, Jesse Turner for his own team, and Turner Fenway. White flag is being displayed for Jeff James, trying to sweep Daytona. White flag is out in the air, but can Jesse Turner mount a charge on the 88 Taurus? 2 Fords battling out for this win, but Jeffrey Lynn running side by side with Turner. That's all Jeff James wants to see. down the back straightaway for the final time. Jeff James won qualifying for his group qualifying session. He went out and won his Gatorade duel. He was not able to be in the Budweiser shootout, so right now he has won everything there is to win this Speed Weeks, and he's gonna do it in the Daytona 500 for Budweiser Racing. Jeff James is gonna win the Daytona 500. Jeff James with a pass late in the going there with a slingshot draft in turns 1 and 2 on Jesse Turner when he hung back to get the draft run on Jesse Turner. It was the move that paid off for Jeff James to win the race. Jesse Turner, once more, has not ever went to victory lane in the series. He came so close there. He gave Jeff James a run for his money. But Jeff James, who has been strong all Speed Weeks, winning the Budweiser Pole Award for the front row for his group qualifying session, and also going out and winning his winning his duel. Jeff James for Budweiser Racing just showed out this Speed Weeks, and man, that's the same exact car that Jordan Davis won the championship with in Season 7, but just repainted a little bit with another 8 slapped right on the car, so it's 2 8s there. Jeff James wins the Daytona 500 in a crazy one here. Let's go ahead and get you to our finishing results and standings after this race.